Have you ever stood up after sitting for a long time and it's like your legs forgot how to walk? Well, with MS, standing up is just the first step. Most of the time, I got to wait for strength, weakness, balance, stiffness, and all of that to catch up with me. So when you have been sitting for a long time with MS and you have spasticity and different issues like that, that sitting can really do a number on the legs. And what I find is, because I start sitting around 7:30 in the morning, and depending on my call load, there's times where I don't have a chance to stand up again until 9:30, 10 o'clock. And when I do, if I don't think about it first and I just try to get up, either I get that pinpoint pain in the hips and it stops me in my tracks, and I have to like slowly push myself against the desk and push up and try to straighten up to get my hips straight. Or if I don't get the pinpoint pain and I go to stand up, I take that first step and my balance is gone. And luckily I have a door frame right there by my seat, because that door frame has caught me probably more times than I can count. And I have to brace myself against that door and until I can get those legs moving again. Other times where I may get a few steps and all of a sudden it's like I'm intoxicated. My gait is all over the place. My legs cross over the next one, instead of just walking, legs side by side, the left leg will cross over the right leg or vice versa. And I really have to be cautious with that. So, and I have an issue with my legs that swell. So if I sit too long, my lower legs will swell up and they're really heavy. So when I first get up, the legs feel like they're 80 pounds a piece and I've got to try to move them. So a couple tricks that I do in order to help with sitting too long and that inability to get my legs moving is, before I even do, whether I know it's coming or not, because most of the time, and anybody who has MS knows that these things, you never know they're coming. Before I get up, just to be safe, I will move my seat back and I will flare my knees in and out, like starting with my knees together, flare them outward towards the outer part of the chair, bring them back to there together. That gets the hips moving laterally. And then I will do knee raises. I will lift my left knee, put it back down, right knee, and back and forth. And that gets some vertical hip movement, because most of my stiffness comes from my hips and my lower back if my legs have not swollen. And then what I'll do is I'll slide my seat back further and I will lean forward and try to put my upper body between my knees and reach for the floor and try to stretch that lower back and upper pelvic, rear pelvic area, and before I try to get up. Now, if it's my lower legs that have swelled and they're just heavy, there's really not a lot I can do about that. I just have to walk slow and get the blood flowing again. I don't have time during the day to do elevation and different things like that. I just can't do it. That's an evening or nighttime activity. So those are some things that you can do, those leg movements and stuff like that, because especially if it's in your hips. And remember, it's all about adapting. Don't stop doing, adapt and keep going. So the question for the next video is, do you find yourself looking for a bathroom as soon as you leave the house? Or on the flip side, if you find a bathroom, do you find that you're in there for so long that you should be on the payroll? Well, that's coming up next.